You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A second emergency declaration was released in Hazleton. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich spoke today with Mayor Jeff Cassat and has the details.
Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassat released a second emergency declaration this afternoon for the city. It is set to go into effect at midnight Friday, May 1st.
The first declaration is set to expire on the 30th. Therefore, we need to either vote to extend the current declaration as it stands, or make some changes to it.
Under the declaration, the curfew will run from 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. daily,
which gives the people an hour before and after to get some more time in their day. You know, the days are getting longer now. We want to give some people some more time to get home from work or to work in the morning.
Like the first one, it still prohibits any gatherings of 4 or more individuals who aren't immediate family members in public places at any time of the day. All non-essential businesses will remain closed, and individuals must keep a distance of at least 6 feet apart when out in public. The mayor also spoke about the gradual process to eventually reopen.
I believe Hazleton has been hit one of the hardest in the country on a per capita basis. Therefore, I think we need to be very careful on what we do. I do believe that certain businesses can't open where there's not a lot of interaction during the day with coworkers or customers.
Construction is set to resume statewide on May 8th, which will help the city continue work on much-needed projects.
We've been working late last fall into this year. We have some major paving projects that we'd like to get done. So the faster the construction can get open, the faster we can get that started.
Once enacted on Friday, the second declaration will be in effect for 5 days unless City Council votes to extend either of the mayor's declarations at the next meeting, which is slated via Zoom for Tuesday at 6 p.m. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. The Wolf administration's lifting some restrictions for outdoor activities. The governor announced today that starting May 1st, golf courses, marinas, privately owned campgrounds, and guided fishing trips may reopen and are required to follow updated life-sustaining business guidelines. Residents will have the opportunity to safely enjoy the outdoors to maintain both physical and mental health. The Pennsylvania Department of Health reports there's now 2,000 coronavirus cases in Luzerne County. Data shows there are 1,138 combined cases in Hazleton, Hazel Township, and West Hazleton. The number of deaths in Luzerne County stands at 67. Schuylkill County confirmed 10 new cases, bringing the total to 321. Carbon County had a total of 163 as of Sunday. Statewide, there are over 41,000 cases of COVID-19 and 1,500 deaths have been attributed to the virus. 7 new sites were added for breakfast and lunch distribution within the Hazleton Area School District. Changes were also made for pickups at the high school, Freeland, and Heights Terrace Elementary. Pickups this week will be on Tuesday and Friday from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. at the mentioned locations. Starting next week, food will be distributed on Tuesdays and Fridays only. Kids will receive enough food on Tuesdays to last through Fridays, and on Fridays, families will be given enough food to last until Tuesday. Other locations have also been added and are now listed up on your screen. Children 18 and under are eligible to receive meals, even if they don't attend school. More information can be found on the school district's website by visiting hasdk12.org. A local bus company is considering resuming its service to New York City and Philadelphia starting mid-May. Martz Group, based out of Wilkes-Barre, voluntarily suspended services to the hotspots back in March because of coronavirus concerns. It's possible that service will start back up between May 11th and 18th. The company is taking precautions and will reconfigure its coaches to stick to social distancing guidelines. Martz will be allowed to resume bus service, even if statewide restrictions are still in effect, because transportation companies are considered life-sustaining businesses. The public's help is being enlisted for solving an armed robbery at a convenience store last week in Schuylkill County. West Mahanoy Township Police are still looking for the man that robbed the Unimart Exxon store on Altamont Boulevard around 5 p.m. April 20th. The man asked the clerk for a carton of cigarettes, pointed a gun, and then made the clerk empty the cash register. The man's white, stands at about 6 to 6'5", weighing about 180 pounds. He was wearing a gray hoodie, black hat, light blue jeans, and a light-colored surgical mask. Callers are asked to refer to case 04-2620 when calling with information, which can be done by calling the Schuylkill County Crime Stoppers at 877-TIPS-4SC. Mental health support is both vital and available amid the strain of the COVID-19 pandemic. Wyln's Phil Kaufman has the details.
Governor Tom Wolf has made mental health access a priority during his tenure. Today, at a daily press briefing on the Commonwealth's work to combat the COVID-19 pandemic, the governor highlighted the need for accessible mental health services is greater than ever.
You might also be struggling with anxiety. Many of our typical ways of dealing with anxiety have been eliminated. We might be getting less exercise because our gym is closed, or because we're not running errands or walking around our workplace. We might not be getting enough sleep because we're off our usual schedules. We might not be eating healthy because we're at home all day.
According to a recent study by the Kaiser Family Foundation, 45% of adults in the United States reported that their mental health has been negatively impacted due to worry and stress over COVID-19, with the burden likely to continue even as the pandemic's threat diminishes.
We need to look for new ways to combat anxiety, like going for a midday walk or setting up a virtual happy hour with coworkers. And most of all, we need to reach out to one another and talk about our negative feelings. It helps to know that you're not the only one feeling isolated or exhausted. So let me be the first to assure you, you're not. If you're having trouble finding ways to cope with stress or anxiety and you're not sure who to reach out to, text PA to 741-741.
A 2017 study from the University of Southern California indicated that approximately 1 million adult Pennsylvanians struggled with serious psychological distress at least once in 2015. Of those adults, more than 27% had an unmet need for mental health care. That population includes 42% who did not receive mental health care because they could not afford it.
We're all in this fight against COVID-19 together. And as I've said many times, we all have a part to play. To be the strongest we can be in our efforts to ward off this deadly virus, COVID-19, we need to ensure we have the best mental health possible. So please, if you need assistance, reach out. Give us a call at 1-877-PA-HEALTH. Thank you.
Reporting from Wyln News, this is Philip Kaufman.
Thanks, Phil. Coming up on Wyln News, more on the ACS Action Network, plus state funding round 2. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old. It's kind of partly cloudy.
In terms of diet, try your best to stick to your pre-coronavirus routines, especially with snacking. Snacking is something that we do when we get bored and have nothing to do. So it's always good to ask yourself, am I actually hungry or am I just bored? If you're bored, either wait until your next meal or find something else to do, like exercise. Not only will that take your mind off the food, but it'll also help your calorie expenditure, which is good for preventing weight gain. For example, just go for a walk, go do something around the yard, or find some free exercise videos like we have on our Physical Hazleton Facebook page or our Physical Hazleton YouTube channel. We should be getting around 30 minutes of activity a day, and these videos can help guide you on what to do and also help keep you motivated. So avoid snacking, exercise 30 minutes daily. Not only will that help you fight isolation weight gain, but it also help boost your immune system at the same time.
WYLN presents Community Update on the Coronavirus, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. with rebroadcast at 7 p.m. and 10 a.m. the following morning. Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, PBS 39, Adams Outdoor, and WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
The American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network is diligently working to make sure cancer patients get adequate medical care through the coronavirus healthcare emergency. Our Julie Stefanovich has more.
The American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network's mission includes preventing cancer, seeking new cures, and ensuring that all Americans have access to life-saving medical care.
Our job is to make sure that cancer patients' voices are heard in the halls of government in Washington, D.C., and in Harrisburg, and in the state capitals all across this country. So we really work with our volunteers locally in each state to contact our members of Congress, the president, and also the governors and the state legislatures on all things that are related to cancer.
The COVID-19 pandemic has hit everyone hard, especially people who are undergoing cancer treatment. The Action Network released a survivor view survey on how cancer patients are being affected during these unprecedented times.
Over half of our respondents reported that there was some negative impact in terms of delaying their treatment. And so that's really alarming to us.
Delays in cancer treatment can result in a life or death situation.
What we're hoping is that as we're going through this, and we're already seeing this across the country, that there are health systems where they're, kind of like setting up a separate process or separate area, to take care of cancer patients and patients of other chronic diseases who need, continual care, but also keep them safe from COVID-19 and as safe as possible from, becoming positive with that terrible virus.
Sherman urges Pennsylvania residents to reach out to their local Congress.
One is to get the federal government to open up a special enrollment period for the Affordable Care Act. So 30 million Americans have lost their jobs, and for many of them, probably lost their health coverage that came with those jobs. And so we really think this crisis, this national emergency, is a good reason to open up the Affordable Care Act enrollment period again.
It's also important to ask the federal government to provide federal subsidies to extend employer-sponsored health coverage and increase funding for state Medicaid programs. There are resources available to those that are currently battling cancer.
The American Cancer Society, we have a cancer hotline. It's 1-800-227-2345.
To find out more about the ACS Cancer Action Network, you can visit fightcancer.org. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks again, Julie. Luzerne County's pushed back the due date for paying county tax bills without penalty. The due date was originally set for June 17th. Now, after legislation earlier this month authorized counties to extend that deadline because of the pandemic, Luzerne County followed suit and chose August 18th. Councilman Walter Griffith proposed an ordinance to eliminate the late payment penalty for the rest of this year, since many county taxpayers were left without income through no fault of their own. The extended date to pay tax bills without penalty applies to county taxes only, not school district or municipal tax bills. Council meets again via video conference at 6 p.m. tomorrow. The Wyln administration announced the second round of state funding for Pennsylvania businesses. $13.5 million in new COVID-19 Working Capital Access Program funds were awarded to 160 companies in 43 counties. So far, funds awarded under the program total more than $23 million and have been awarded to restaurants, wellness centers, wineries and breweries, consulting firms, salons, spas, and more. Last week, the Commonwealth Financing Authority authorized the transfer of $40 million to the Small Business First Fund for CWCA. Coming up on Hometown's News Choice, we talk allergies this Monday in Community and You, plus updates from the Bloomsburg Fair. So stay with us.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. You want to use cars? We've got them. We've got tons and tons of pre-owned cars. We're getting more and more every day. We're also going to bring to you Tax Match Fever. We'll match your tax refund up to $1,000. And if you're not getting one, we'll give you a $1,000 trade assistance. That's right, we'll match your tax refund up to $1,000. If you're looking for a great car at a great price, get to Blaze Alexander Hazleton. Check out our whole inventory online at blazealexander.com, and then you'll see why we take the deals the other guys won't.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
On WYL, and I'm Gary Perna. I'm joined by Dr. Benio, and we're going to talk about allergy season. And what a perfect place to talk about allergy season than being outside, where it all really starts for a lot of us, where we get the sneezing, coughing, runny nose, but you don't necessarily need to be outside all the time to experience the outdoor allergies, or really the indoor allergies too can always get us.
There's no doubt, Gary, and we unfortunately live in an allergy belt. Those are areas where there's mountainous areas that are boundaried by rivers. We have the Lehigh River, the Susquehanna River. So this is the perfect storm for allergies, and of course this time of year people will have the typical symptoms, itchy eyes, itchy throat, runny nose, frontal headache. Usually we don't see fever with this. Fever would suggest an infection. But nevertheless, the allergies are all out there. And the good news is there's excellent treatment for the allergy no matter what you have.
So if somebody, now, I'll use myself an example. I get allergies, especially when everything starts to bloom and open up. When you can look at the top of your car and see the pollen, man, my nose starts running. I get, my eyes get itchy. What are some of the things that we can do kind of over the counter to kind of combat these allergies? And if that doesn't help, what would you prescribe?
Well, I'd go to Arizona if I were you. That's one way of beating it. But you're right, you don't have to listen to me. Look at your windshield in your car. It's just covered with green. Avoidance would be the key. And one of the things that I like are the medications that are non-sedating. For example, Allegra, Claritin, Zyrtec. Nasal sprays I would avoid over the counter, particularly the Afrin ones. They can cause a rebound congestion that's even worse than the allergy. You can actually become an Afrin junkie, if you will. I find that using a cortisone nasal spray, although it's delayed in action, it takes several days or weeks to work, that is probably the best thing. You're putting a topical agent over the mucous membranes that are inflamed, and of all the things out there, I find the topical corticosteroids, nasal sprays are the best.
Now, I've been on a number of allergy medications. I always seem that the only thing that really has worked for me has been Benadryl, but the only problem is sometimes you start to want to take a nap halfway through the day. So, it could be a good thing, but also can be a bad thing for you.
I'll tell you what I love, and I suffer from allergies as well. I get, for $4, a bottle of Children's liquid Dimetap. It's grape flavored, and it's an antihistamine, has a little bit of decongestant in it, and you take about a quarter of a teaspoon as you need it, not the full dose, and it will dry up the sinuses, get rid of your symptoms, and not make you, as we say, stunad. It won't make you sleepy or things like that. It's a great over-the-counter medication that is old school.
And of course, please consult with your, family doctor for any of your allergy issues. We're only giving you the general things of what we have. But, doctor, one thing I do want to point out is sometimes we're our own worst enemies when it comes to allergies.
Well, again, you can shoot yourself in the foot if you're a smoker. Sometimes perfumes. And some allergies are actually indoor allergies. You might have dust mites, for example. You could be allergic to your animals, God forbid. And so there are other issues out there besides just the tree and grass pollens.
All right. So again, talk with your doctor, see what's best for you. But the simple thing is just avoid it. Maybe on a really bad pollen day or a windy day, like we're seeing, maybe stay inside or don't venture out too long if you don't have to. But hey, go out and enjoy it, right?
Yeah, let your wife cut the grass.
Yeah, I'll tell her you said that. All right, thank you, Dr. Benio, so much for joining us here on Community and You, and we'll see you next time here on Wyln News.
There are 125 used car dealers in town, but there's only one Churras. Quality vehicle since 1954. Voted the best used car dealer. Check out their inventory, see something you like, take a test ride. Churras Auto Sales. Call 570-454-7229.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
With more people staying home and driving less, car insurers are seeing profits from a drop in accidents and now are offering financial relief to help COVID-19 affected customers. Erie Insurance will provide $200 million in dividends directly to its auto insurance customers. State Farm's returning $2 billion in rebates to customers, while Farmers Insurance will provide a 25% refund on April premiums. Progressive will give customers a 20% refund in the form of a credit to their accounts for April and May, and Allstate will provide more than $600 million to its customers. Geico will give policyholders a 15% credit on their next 6 or 12-month policy term, while Liberty Mutual's funding program will return more than $250 million to its customers. The Bloomsburg Fairgrounds are temporarily closed to visitors in response to the outbreak. Now, on top of that, all events have been canceled or postponed until after the stay-at-home order has been lifted, which is currently set for May 16th. The decision was made in the best interest of the public health and safety of its employees and patrons. The fairgrounds and offices are closed, but calls are being forwarded and answered in a timely manner. The fair continues to closely monitor the coronavirus situation while following the guidelines and recommendations set by the CDC and looks forward to seeing everyone in September. Visit bloomsburgfair.com and their social media accounts for the most up-to-date information. You can also call 570-784-4949 to leave a message with any questions you may have. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. You can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page or WYLNTV.com by clicking the LVHN banner for the real facts about COVID-19. You'll also find out who's open for business by clicking the tab on our website. Stay with us. Look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout Pennsylvania.